Thank you for taking time to make calls for Corbyn. Voter contact is an essential part of this campaign, and it's only possible with the help of thousands of volunteers like you. Last year, the success of the Corbyn campaign was a direct result of the thousands of calls made by volunteers. And this year, with 20% of members still undecided, phone canvassing is absolutely crucial. There are two ways the calls you make can help Jeremy win. First, it helps us to identify which voters are most likely to support Corbyn and what voters are still undecided. This is called a voter intention campaign. A successful voter intention campaign allows us to move effectively into the second part of our strategy, to get out the vote. Get out the vote calls begin once ballots drop on August 22nd and will continue until voting closes on September 21st. The purpose of these calls is to remind Corbyn supporters to vote and persuade those who are still undecided. To start making calls, you will need to register for our Calling for Corbyn web app. To do this, you should visit jeremyforlabour.com/canvassing. Then follow a link to the Calling for Corbyn webpage where you can register with your name and email address. You will also need to enter the date of birth, your postcode and the first line of your address. This is so we can check you're a Labour Party member or registered supporter for this election campaign. Once you register, you will receive an email with a password you can use to log into the app. You can use this same password throughout the campaign and you can update it to something easier to remember. Once you sign in, you'll be asked to agree to our data protection and campaign rules. It's really important you read these carefully before you click Accept Agreement. You'll then see buttons for which campaigns we are currently running: Voter Intention or Get Out the Vote. You will then see contact details for a Labour Party member, including their phone number and region. Before you call, you should read through the script and make sure you're confident with questions you will be asking. You can also click for more info to see extra details you might need for a successful call. At this point, you're ready to make your first call. When you dial, you should not hide your caller ID. This is a new feature of data protection law, and it's important you abide by it. If you don't get a response, we advise you not to leave an answer phone message and to mark the no response box. If they do answer, you can begin your conversation. Start with a big friendly hi, check you've got the right person and introduce who you are. You can follow the script for the rest of the call and mark their responses in the boxes below. It really is that simple. Beyond the basics, some useful tips for phone banking are to always stay relaxed and upbeat. You're most likely to have a rewarding conversation if you keep your tone light-hearted and friendly. It can even be helpful to smile when you're making the call. It does affect the way your voice sounds. In terms of content, remember we are running a positive campaign and your calls should focus on the reasons for supporting Corbyn, not reasons for opposing other candidates. For common concerns or queries you might encounter, you can refer to the FAQs section on the phone canvassing page on the Jeremy for Labour website. Finally, it's always crucial you always keep it comradely. Most people you call will be polite and happy to talk, and you'll probably agree in lots of things. However, if you do disagree, you should never get into an argument. Subtle persuasion is fine, but always keep it friendly and never be forceful with your point. Remember, you're calling someone on their personal phone, it's their personal time, and you should come to a conversation with the utmost respect. One last thing. Some of the people who did not pick up the phone may call you back. If someone does call you back, you can find their details on the home page of the web app. Once you find their details in the section marked Possible Callbacks, you can mark their responses. So that's it. You should be all set to get calling. And thank you again for taking part in this people-powered campaign. Good luck, Jeremy Collin.